So, as you are playing a bigger game in your business and as you're actually engaging in the activities that really scare the shit out of you, like producing video, maybe, like asking for help, like maybe admitting that you made a mistake or that you really don't know what you're doing, asking for money, as you start to really play this bigger game and engage in these scary activities, you are going to have to ask for a lot of things. And there's a possibility that you won't ask for the things that you really, really need because you're just afraid. You're afraid somebody will tell you no. You're afraid that you'll be exposed in some kind of way. They'll know the real pain you're dealing with, the real fear that you're dealing with. And so I'm going to share with you a very easy way that you can ask anybody for anything whenever you need to. And it's so powerful because you're putting them in on the project. So they're partly accountable for you being able to drop the fear and the nervousness to be able to ask whatever it is that you need to ask. So it becomes this two-person engagement as opposed to you just being this secretly afraid person who's trying to somehow privately strike up the nerve and the gall to ask for whatever it is that you need to ask for. So here it goes. Whenever you need to ask for something, no matter what it is, maybe you want better sex from your spouse, maybe you need to borrow money, maybe you need somebody to help you with the project, maybe you need a shoulder to cry on, maybe you need someone to go with you somewhere because you're afraid to go by yourself. Maybe you want to ask for more affection, more hugs, more attention, more time. And you're afraid that the person will tell you no. You're afraid of a number of things. It's amazing the things people make up to become afraid about. And so I'm going to share with you right now how you can involve them on helping to ease the process on you asking for what you need to ask for. So here it goes. And I'm really, really freaking excited. And I want you to use this. I want you to use this right away. And then I want you to share with me on the bottom of this blog how or other ideas that you have for being able to ask for what it is that you want to ask for. So this is how it goes. So let's say I'm with someone and I want to ask them for money. I want to ask them if I can borrow some money. And I'm really afraid to ask them for this because what if they tell me no? And then what if, oh God, and just all this other stuff, right? So I would say, let's say the friend's name is Chris. I would say, Chris, I have something that I really want to ask you, and I am scared, I am afraid, I am nervous to ask you. And you tell them why you're afraid. I'm afraid because you'll tell me no. I'm afraid because maybe you'll, reject me. You won't want to be my friend anymore. Whatever the reason is why you're afraid to ask for what you're afraid, tell them. So I would say, Chris, I want to ask you for something, but I'm really, really afraid to ask you because I'm afraid that you'll disown me and you won't want to be my friend anymore. But I really, really want to ask you. And then so that person will say something. They'll say, ask me. They'll say, I won't disown you. I won't, whatever the response is, they'll say something to this effect. So it really requires for you to stop and allow them to respond. So you say, I want to ask you for this. I'm really afraid that you'll do whatever, disown me. And then you stop because then they'll respond. They'll say something. And then based on their response, no, not based on it, because I don't want you to not do it because they do such and such thing. But that is your opportunity to involve them in the process, and then they'll say whatever it is that they need to say, which is most likely, go ahead and ask me whatever it is that you want to ask me. So then it softens you in that moment. In that moment, you'll feel the support from them and you being able to ask for what it is that you need to ask, and then you'll ask it. And the goal here is to ask. Bottom line, the goal here is to get over the fear of asking for what it is that you need to, the hard stuff. Because of course you can ask for whatever, it's easy stuff you can ask for all the time. But this is specifically for you to be able to ask for the things that you have a hard time asking for, all right? So this is how you do this. You say, Chris, I have something I want to ask you for, but I'm really, really afraid to ask you because I'm afraid that you'll disown me, you won't like me, whatever. You say that and you stop. Chris will then reply in some kind of a way that'll help soften you and open up the door for you to ask your question. And then you ask whatever you need to ask for, and boom, the question has been answered. Now, the answer, who knows what the answer will be? Most likely, it'll be, oh, you shouldn't have been afraid. Oh, of course we can do this, you can have this, or whatever it is. And so there you have it. That's how you ask for whatever you need to ask for from anybody. Now, if it's you can do that with your boss, you can do that with your spouse, you can do that with a friend, a colleague, you can do that with anybody. And they will really, really appreciate your authenticity and honesty and telling them how you feel, and then also empowering them to be able to support you in that process of asking for what you need to ask for. Naima Singletary, BillionDollarCourage.com. I would love for you to share below some ways that you know of and being able to ask for what it is that you want, and share this video with your friends, share it on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm going to be doing more videos because we're going to be launching. If you like this, you're really going to like the leadership training that I'm going to be launching December 19th. And there's going to be all sorts of things in there about how to play a bigger game. So if you like this, you really want to stay tuned for that. So throughout all of next week, I'm going to be sharing lots of information and training on how you can play a bigger game and all those little ways that we really burden ourselves and sabotage ourselves, and how we can really up level ourselves on an internal level, so when we step out into the world, we can really lead in the way that we need to. Naima Singletary, BillionDollarCourage.com. I love you. Bye.